We all got this incredible news of a US strategic reserve, XRP, ADA, Solana. I wanted to better understand if in fact this money was invested into these ecosystems, how much would be put into each asset, as well as how much impact would that have on each token's price, and how many tokens would be taken out of circulating supply. This is all information I haven't seen anybody talk about yet. So I wanted to put the video together to go into all of these little details because they could have a huge impact on the overall weight of how much it is per XRP, how much is circulating, and man, this is going to be a really fun video. If you get anything out of this video, please hit like and please share it with somebody that you also think will get value. So we've all seen this, right? The tweet heard around the world. A U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. Do you notice that XLM was not included in this? I did put a tweet together. I'm wondering if in fact this is why Stellar decided to attack Ripple last month. If you guys remember that, I really didn't like that, but maybe this is the current reason. Also, there was a lot of confusion about Ethereum and Bitcoin. Eleanor Tarrant, of course, comes in with the incredible work. She does an amazing job. If you're not following her, please do. She does so much good research, and she really gets us so we know what's happening here. So she said the reserve will also include Bitcoin and Ethereum. So here's the question. How much money is actually going to be spent on all of this, and what impact is that going to have to our bottom line, which is our wallets? So I'm going to get into all of those details in just a second here. But first, I did want to point out there are going to be some probably other assets that are added to the strategic reserve over time. At least you might see like HBAR, Ondo, I'd imagine AVAX maybe, and possible Litecoin. There could be other assets added. Don't get me wrong, but right now we know what we're dealing with. So let's get into the information. So we do understand that before this went from a Bitcoin strategic reserve to a, multiple crypto asset reserves, we knew that the government wanted to own 1 million Bitcoin. So here it is. Because we knew that the goal was 1 million Bitcoin, what we can do here is take 1 million, right? And we can minus out 207,189. So that means that the US would buy 792,811 Bitcoin because they wanted to have a total number of 1 million Bitcoin. Now that we understand that they're not going to put all of this money into Bitcoin, we can in fact figure out how much money, right, they were going to put in the crypto market. So if the US wanted to get to that level of 1 million Bitcoin, they would need to buy 792,000 Bitcoin, right? Today, we don't know what Bitcoin is going to be priced at a year from now or 2 years from now. So I'm just going to use today's prices. Okay. So if they wanted to do it today, they would need to cough up around $70 billion. So now that we know that they're going to invest in 5 assets, I put the numbers here that they would invest, 13,886,945,000 and some change into each asset. Now, of course, they could come out and say, we want to put, 30% into Bitcoin and, this and this and this, but we don't have those details. So I am just using a fair and even split down the middle here. So I wanted to say, if the US invested, basically 13 billion and some change into XRP today, what would that bring XRP's price to? And so, of course, we got some information here to calculate the potential price impact of the $13 billion investment on XRP's price. We need to consider the current market conditions and make some assumptions. Current XRP price at the time I'm recording this is $2.87. Current market cap for XRP is 161 billion and some change. XRP's circulating supply, this says it's 56 billion and some change. If we assume this large investment would be made to increase the market cap, the new market cap would be, the 161 plus the 13, which would bring us to 175 billion, bringing the token price just to about $3.12. This calculations suggests that the US invested roughly 14 billion into XRP today. It could potentially bring XRP's price to about $3.12. So nothing too crazy. But what I want you to understand is this. The way that we can increase the price of XRP is by lowering the circulating supply. And there's only a few ways that we can do that. One is through staking and one is through long-term holding. So if the United States is buying crypto to sell 10 years, 5 or 10 years down the line, this is going to go into cold storage and will be taken out of the circulating supply. I wanted to better understand like how much XRP they would actually be buying. You are talking about 4.8 billion XRP tokens. That is almost 5% of the entire supply if we use these numbers that the US government said that they were interested in investing XYZ into the crypto market. So it says, therefore, an investment of, about 14 billion would allow the purchase of approximately 4.84 billion XRP. So I wanted to better understand where this XRP could come from, right? We do have the list here, and it's so difficult to find out how much XRP is on which exchange and this and that. And so what I did was I took the top 100 wallets. You can see there's some of it's like Upbit, Chris Larson, Binance, Kraken, all kinds of different stuff in here. Ripple, okay. And so I had, them sort this. I had Perplexity sort all of the wallets and how much XRP is in which wallet. So just to give you an example here, the top 10 XRP holders, these are all, I believe, Ripple addresses. You also have Uphold has about 1.8 billion XRP. Bithumb has 1.5 billion XRP. Binance, multiple addresses totaling about 2% of the whole supply. Here are those addresses. You have Upbit actually has 4.44% of the supply. BitBank has 0.59. Coincheck has 0.57. eToro has basically a 0.5%. Chris Larson has 2%. Kraken has 0.56%. SBI has 0.32%. And then, of course, here are some information on top 10 holders, top 20, top 50, and top 100. Okay. The interesting part here is there isn't a ton of XRP left on these exchanges. I would be shocked if the number is over 20 billion XRP. The rest is in, Ripple's wallets and escrow, or personal people at Ripple, or it's in yours and my wallets, right? The interesting part about all of this is, will, the US government go directly to Ripple to ask for a discount on XRP and buy it directly from Ripple, or will they be forced to buy it off the open market? Now, I don't have to tell you, if they bought it off the open market, this would greatly be good for all of us. If they bought it through Ripple, we wouldn't see an impact on the price right away because, Ripple would be selling it to the government and they could decide how much they would want to sell to the government for. That's the only reason I think the US would try to buy it from Ripple, is because they could probably get it at a steep discount. So I did want to look at a little bit more information here about, top 100 wallets, holders. We did talk a little bit about this. And so I will leave a link down to all of these links in the description. If you want to do some due diligence yourself and dig through this, please do so. I highly suggest. That would be really cool. But you can see that buying almost 5 billion XRP, guys, would dramatically increase the price. Now, the reason I think this is super important too is this is one government. Okay. There's 195 countries, around the world. And some of these countries are way ahead of the United States and working with Ripple and XRP, right? You have Singapore, you have the UK, right? You have Palau, you have all of these other countries that Ripple has been working with, Hong Kong, right? There's so many countries. So what are those countries going to do? Are they going to want to buy and hold XRP too? And that will be long-term holding, which will take it out of the circulating supply, right? Then you throw on banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, right? UBS, Santander. There's hundreds of banks and financial institutions who will also rely on XRP and want to hold like SBI does long term. Is it so insane to think that the circulating supply of XRP, if these central banks and banks got into this, that we could reduce the circulating supply to 10% or 5% or lower? I don't think it's that crazy. I think there could be a run on XRP, and this is how we get to 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, right? You bring on trillions of dollars in value, you process trillions of dollars in value in payments every day, and you reduce the circulating supply to 5 or 1% or whatever it's going to be. This is going to open up the gateway for a huge XRP price. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is all of us ready, stand, and excited. Let's go. All right. So if you wanted to get some information on ADA, And on Solana, I have that information for you too. Guys, if you don't care about this and you're just going to leave, remember to hit like and remember to share this with somebody. I think this is really fun and cool information. But here is the data on ADA. So we're using the exact same number of 13,886,000,000 and some change. It says to calculate the impact, this amount in investment in ADA's price, to consider the current cap. And so we're adding the current market cap of ADA plus the 13 billion. This would bring us to 53.6 billion. And this would bring the ADA's price to $1.50. This would also take away circulating supply out of the ADA ecosystem. And then how much ADA would the US government own if they invested $13.8 billion? And they would actually own about 9.2 billion Cardano ADA, right? And the circulating supply is only 35 billion. So this does wonder, is the US government going to own 25% of all circulating ADA, right? The total supply is only 44 billion, right? Is the US going to own 20%, 25% of all ADA in existence? I don't know. I mean, this could very well happen, right? So I thought this was a really interesting number. And if you wanted to take a look at the Solana numbers, here it is. So, to determine how much it would change by spending 13.8 billion, the current price of Solana at the time of this video was $172. Circulating supply is 488, 730, 129. Market cap is 84 billion. If we take 84.6 billion, then we add on the 13.8 billion, we're basically at 98 billion. And this would bring the total price per Solana to $201. But listen to this. The US would be buying 96,513,890 Solana. And so the current circulating supply of Solana is actually 595 million. So this would actually give the United States like 1/6 of the total supply of Solana. But remember, the max supply of Solana is infinite. They can print it and create it out of thin air. I don't, have all the details about how much Solana is going to be created over the next 5 to 10 years, but you can imagine Ethereum and Solana are both infinite supplies. This is why so many people believe XRP is going to be the world's reserve currency. It's at a set supply. You can't just print it out of thin air. It kind of reminds you of something else we create out of thin air, right? Money. So it's very, very interesting. I'm dying to know what you guys think about this. Is the US going to own 4.8 billion XRP? Are they going to be one of the largest holders in the world for XRP? Are they going to invest more than 13.8 billion in XRP or less, right? Is it going to be mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then Solana, XRP, and ADA make up maybe like 4 or 5% of the total investment? I'd love to better understand what you think down in the description, guys. If you want to take your crypto journey to the next level, and you want to join my crypto community, Cryptoneers, there's a link down in the description. We have hundreds of people from all over the world that are all working towards a common goal of finding projects early in the crypto space and getting that information early enough to make it a difference in their portfolio. I hope to see you around. The code is Bullrun for that 50% off the first month. Aloha. I'll see you next time. I've been Crypto Sensei. Peace.